Welcome back. We are back here today with more wiring issues on Chris Jr.'s 1982 Ford Mustang GT. 6 to 8 weeks ago, something like that, I was driving along and suddenly someone turned off the lights. The car just came to a stop in the middle of an intersection, zero power, and what it was some of this wiring in here burned up and shorted out the starter solenoid. I made a whole video about that nightmare and my stupidity trying to rewire all this and fix all this wiring. 4 or 5 days ago, I picked up one of my kids and the same thing happened. I'm driving along, boom, someone turned out the lights. Middle of the roadway, just completely dead. I was like, well, I recognize what that is. Pulled over. I was able to get my daughter home. Some people helped to get us a ride. And I came back to the car, and the wire that was here, a big, thick, like 10 gauge blue wire, had shorted out. That's the end connector down here, and it was connected here. And I went to check it. I tried to probe it. It had no power. I had power everywhere else, but there's no power from here to here. I cut that wire open, and it was quite literally disintegrated inside. There was no metal left. There's nothing to conduct electricity. All I had with me was this one piece of bare wire. It was not the correct wire, but all I needed was a wire, so I just found the last bit of usable metal in this wire and then just ghetto wired this thing, and it managed to make it home. And now I need to open this all up and replace that wire back to the way it was. When I say that this little bit of wire was all that was left in that entire length of wire, I mean it. That's all there was. I started down here and I tried to shorten the wire. I tried to strip it down to find usable wire to kind of hot wire it, and I couldn't. And I got all the way down here, and this was all that was left. And boy, do I feel better right now, because I was a little worried that I didn't have the proper supplies to wire this properly, but I mean, neither did Ford in the 80s. They just stuck some wire together, melted some rubber around it, called it good. So, sort of kind of what I'm going to do. Believe it or not, I was not old enough to be working for Ford Motor Company in 1982, but wow, this really looks like something I would have done. This just screams Green Hill all over it. It's just two giant wires melted onto one little wire and encased in some rubber. Lovely. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm about to do, but wow, I'm not sure Ford should be proud of that. A bunch of burned rubber. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's nothing to be concerned about. The only 10-12 gauge wire connectors I have at all are these giant monstrosities. So I'm going to get a whole ton of washers and reduce that down and try to tighten that up. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Right. Beautiful. Did I never bolt that second screw in? Huh. Metal self-tapper for the win. Fixed permanently. I'll never have to give that another thought the rest of my life. Alright, I do not have any kind of butt connectors or anything that can put two pieces of 10 gauge wiring together to wire into this thing. What I have is this thing. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where I got it. I don't know how old it is. Definitely doesn't look heavy duty enough to do this job, but neither did Ford's wiring. So yeah, this is happening. Done. A definite electrical fire inbound here soon. It is imminent, but once again, still better than what Ford left us. Battery's hooked back up. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if we have any electrical power. Hey, we do. All right, let's see if she'll start. All right. Well, so far so good. we're going to give it a couple of minutes. The other day, that little white wire that I had just laying in here and spliced got really, really warm by the time I got home. So I'm going to give this a little bit and make sure that it's going to do its job and not overheat or anything. All right, everything here seems normal. Nothing's warm to the touch, nothing feels off. We're gonna call it fixed permanently forever, and I'll never have to think about it ever again. To the parts store to see if this thing leaves me stranded or not. I do have family on standby for when it does leave me stranded. I don't know if you can hear that. I do not like that sound. That is definitely something in the rear differential. Something in the rear gears is letting go. We've never opened the rear gears in this car, the rear differential. Hoping it's got plenty of fluid, but do you hear that? It sounds horrible under throttle. We're going to have to fix that soon. Faster does not make it better. My bad. All right, that's it. It's fixed forever. Never have to worry about it again. Just like last time when I fixed it forever and never had to worry about it again. In all seriousness, I've told Junior already that this is probably going to be a recurring problem. All this 42-year-old wiring is just falling apart. It's not an exaggeration when I say that I cut that wire in half and the inside was just dust. I don't know what was conducting electricity this entire time. It's been a while, and this thing was completely deteriorated. It was crazy. If we were made of money, we would just order a painless wiring kit from bumper to bumper and just do the whole thing over again, but that's expensive. For now, we have no choice, like most normal people, but to just keep driving it and keep fixing it as things come. I have my local insurance office tow company on speed dial, ready to go at all times. Just kind of the hot rod life when you're driving a 40-plus-year-old rat rod. That's just the way things are going to go. Hey, this video's under half an hour. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Maybe someone will actually watch it. No, probably not. All right, thanks for watching. We're going back to daily driving this thing until the next electrical short. See you then.